I've never seen Atonement before,
Yeah.
but I've seen that Dunkirk sequence so many times.
Have you?
Yeah, because like
It's the one shot.
it's the one shot 5 minute, and it always comes up on YouTube as like people going, "What an amazing sequence!"
Yeah.
And naturally, my brain goes to, when I was watching that this time around, goes to comparisons with Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk and the sort of the differences therein. And obviously you can't compare the two in terms of like, I was going to say, who do you think did it better? But it's a very difficult question to ask because Dunkirk is exclusively about Dunkirk, and this film is not about Dunkirk, really.
Yeah.
It's about something completely different. But like, they are quite different in their approaches to like the way it looks, the way the beach is set up.
Yeah.
This one, the one in Atonement, there's a lot going on that beach, and there's a lot. There's trucks. There's a Ferris wheel. There's like all sorts of stuff going on. It's busy. There's horses being shot.
There's men having brawls. There's men in the bars.
There's people singing.
There's a bandstand with men are singing.
Whereas Dunkirk feels much more sort of like bleak in the sense of like it's almost like an empty beach with some trucks and like, do you know what I mean?
I agree. Let's not compare them, but I'm about to compare them.
Yeah.
This 5 minute one shot, which I have some things to say about, but it's messier.
Yeah.
It's more chaotic. And Dunkirk was busy. It was messy. There was like 338,000 men on the beach waiting to be collected. Like, it was fucking chaos. And like, I thought it was great.
And I think that's a thing you don't necessarily, as much as I love Dunkirk as a film, I don't know if you necessarily get that impression as much watching,
because it's so cinematic.
Yeah.
It's so staged.
It kind of feels a bit more like, they constantly refer to how many men they've got to get off the beach, but you don't really see that many of them because you're focusing on a couple of people, and you get moments where they're like all crowded on the sort of the dock bit, and then they start getting bombed and stuff like that. But like, this felt much more like lived in, and in a way of like, if I could go back in time with a film camera, and well, people did shoot footage at Dunkirk, I'm sure, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I could go back and see it, I feel like I'd be more dropped into the Atonement version than the Dunkirk version.
Yeah, because I think it's a more accurate representation of just like the chaos of war. I thought it was great. I thought it was super upsetting. I mean, apparently they didn't want to do that as a one shot, but for budget reasons, they didn't have time to like stay on the beach and shoot as much as they wanted to for as long, so they had to turn it into a oneer.
But it's become so iconic as a result.
Oh my god, it's one of the best ones, I think.
Yeah.
They spent about 2 or 3 weeks setting up the beach, and then they were rehearsing for a week, and then they shot it for 5 minutes of but like, and then I think it took 2 weeks to set the beach back to what it was. It was great. I thought it was really, really great. And I'm wondering if, because as the one shot is kind of showing Robbie and his platoon mates, 3 of them, walking through the chaos, but every now and again it breaks away and it picks up some, detail elsewhere, and then it carries on, and then they come back into frame, and they, it's that kind of thing. And you see Robbie, James McAvoy's character, getting more and more ashen every time you see him, don't you? And I don't know if that's like something that they did in post, or if there was a makeup artist floating behind the camera that every time he was out of shot, and a little bit more like. But I thought it was really, really good, and really devastating, because obviously they then go down into their sort of bunker for the evening, and I, having seen it before, I was like, he's never walking out of it.